they're on to her. Erika Kirk's motive has been leaked. They finally found the motive, and it has nothing to do with justice. Erika Kirk isn't out here fighting for the truth. She's fighting for something, though. And listen, when a prosecutor looks at a first-degree murder case and uses the word mischief, you are right to be very, very confused. Mischief is a word you use for smashed mailboxes and stolen cookies. I call Willa mischievous when she sneaks out of her cone or when she's looking for food where she shouldn't be. It's a cute word, and it's a word that's usually not used in the context of the death penalty. But that's exactly what Deputy Utah County Attorney Ryan McBride just put on the record. He wants a bright light on these proceedings because in the darkness, the place he calls home for this mischief, and I swear to you, these are direct quotes. Listen, the state of Utah just dumped a massive pile of data on the defense. Thousands of files and hundreds of hours of video. There are terabytes of DNA data and mismatched ballistics. And the weirdest part, if you ask me, all of it has been delivered at the last second, designed to make sure the defense, Tyler Robinson and his attorneys, never have time to actually read and review the evidence thoroughly.
The digital electronic discovery had reached 12 terabytes. The defense counsel estimated they would need at least approximately 60 days to conduct initial review and possibly hundreds of hours to conduct a comprehensive review.
So while the FBI sits on the raw data, the state is screaming for a trial by media. They want a sacrifice, and they want it televised, and they want it finished before anyone takes a second look at the ballistics. So why the rush? Erika Kirk asked for a victim's representative right to a speedy trial. What does she need that for that's more important right now? Is it too much to go through with this trial? Or is it she needs more time to get back on tour and sell things to people? Seems like she's got plenty of time to let something as important as her late husband's murder case play out properly and for the defense data to be properly reviewed. And now they want to get things going before the evidence has even been reviewed. What? We've uncovered exactly why she needs this trial to be public in such a way. And once you see the connection between the mismatched ballistics and her internal polling, the mischief starts to make a lot more sense. Because it's almost like they already knew exactly how this is going to play out. Now, let's look at the facts they left out. And real quick, I'm Lauren Paritra. Willa Paritra is tap dancing around if you hear her. And we're going to ask you to please take a moment to make sure you're subscribed. We run this entire operation, network free, independent, every single day with Gigi, our editor and keeper of sanity. We do this out of pure principle and an absolute refusal to let Katie Miller ever catch up. We are, at the time of this recording, closing in on 100,000 subscribers. We're not slowing down. So consider every sub, every follow across wherever you get your podcast, every comment, 6 words or more, every hype, every save, every share. We see it. And we've been told it gives you 10 years of protection from Stephen Miller hiding in a dark drawer. He'll just sit there and he'll be ranting about how there's too many Mexican-American 4-year-olds living in Texas and it's time to get them in cages. So stay safe. Let's work towards a timeline where that man is in a windowless cage. So setting the stage for you. The situation in Utah is wild. The prosecution is painting a picture of the defendant arriving on campus in a Dodge Charger. He was wearing his favorite Hurley hat and a maroon t-shirt. They claim to have video of him scouting the area. They say he returned in a disguise and took a from the rooftop. They even found the rifle wrapped in a towel with inscriptions etched into the schmullets. The imagery plays well on a 24-hour news cycle. It provides the shock that they need to keep the Turning Point USA base energized while they were busy building the stage for this theatrical legal performance, whatever is about to go down very soon. Something happened in the paperwork that they really didn't want the bright light to touch. The defense is currently drowning in terabytes of data the state just dumped onto them. We are literally talking about hundreds of hours of video and thousands of files that were just found just in time to overwhelm Robinson's legal team. Pushing for a trial while the defense is still buried under digital noise is a tactic to make sure nobody has time to look at the cracks in the foundation. And today's episode is brought to you by Brickhouse Nutrition. Everyone's talking about weight loss injections because the results are so dramatic. They work by lowering blood sugar and reducing appetite. So what if you're looking to lose weight but not interested in painful weekly injections, especially when you hear about those intense side effects? That's why doctors created a weight loss supplement called Lean. The results are remarkable. The studied ingredients in Lean have been shown to lower your blood sugar and burn fat by converting it into energy and curb your appetite and cravings so you're not as hungry. But listen, Lean is not for the casual dieter with only a few pounds to lose. The doctors at Brickhouse Nutrition created Lean for frustrated dieters with 10 or more pounds to lose. Let's get you started with 20% off and free rush shipping so you can add Lean to your healthy diet and exercise plan. Visit takelean.com and enter code Lauren, that's Loren, for your discount. That's promo code Lauren, Loren, at takelean.com. So now the situation gets interesting. The prosecution is claiming astronomical odds on the DNA, but they actually just offered to proceed without those results just to keep the trial moving. You have to ask why they might want to skip science unless they feared the raw data might contradict the press release. They're demanding the death penalty while holding the science that could exonerate him. And let's not forget the Daily Mail report. No, they're a beacon of truth. But they did report, and we did read widely that the schmullet didn't match the rifle recovered in the woods. They are trying to steamroll a 23-year-old into the death penalty while the ballistics fail to fit. Federal agencies are stalling on the receipts. Kash Patel's federal agencies, mind you. The FBI is holding on to the raw data analysis. They refuse to turn it over to the defense while the state is saying that they've got overwhelming evidence. Then give it to them. And at this point, I thought I understood the situation, but I didn't. Because when Deputy Utah County Attorney Ryan McBride starts arguing for the cameras and said this, quote, mischief lurks in the dark, let's shine a light on these proceedings, a bright light so the public can have confidence in what happens in the courtroom. I'm just going to say that once more. Mischief lurks in the dark. That is a prosecutor in a first-degree murder case where the death penalty is on the table using the word mischief. They want bright lights because they've spent 7 months building a stage. They're using the word mischief because they aren't treating this like a search for the truth. They're treating it like a Turning Point USA production. And they need to protect all of these details from the darkness of due process. They want cameras to film the roommates and the parents. They've already written the ending. They don't want the darkness of the actual DNA files or the mismatched ballistics to ruin the show. The mischief they're afraid of is really just the defense having enough time to prove the state's narrative is potentially a work of fiction. Erika Kirk is the loudest voice demanding more cameras because she knows the camera is her strongest ally, or so she thinks. She's out here positioning herself as a leader, CEO, lady, but everything else might be telling a different story. We have plenty of reasons to doubt her version of justice. When all this is about to go down, and what happens with all that is that the same fan base Erika and Charlie spent years grifting is now being used to demand a trial by media. They don't want a fair trial. They want a public sacrifice to secure Erika Kirk's position as the new queen of the MAGA movement. They need a monster because the truth about ballistics and the DNA is far too messy for the brand they're trying to build. And they're going to try to bury this video for sure. And there's so much more to this. I'm going to be digging in all week. At the time of this recording, we are still not at 100,000 subscribers on YouTube. We are so close. Subscribe, share this video. We need to hold these systems accountable before they decide who the next person is to be targeted. I want to know what you think. I want to know if this is making you feel some kind of way. I want to know if you're a fan of Erika's, if you're an OG fan of Charlie's. I want to hear from you. So let me know in the comments. Find us across social. Find us wherever you listen to your podcasts. And fuck Stephen Miller.